Hey everybody, it's me, Sabrina from Make It Make Sense. And I know what you're thinking. Where the heck have I been? Well, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I have no idea. It's been crazy. It's been life has gotten in the way. We've been lifing. So it's myself tonight with my co-host, Lily. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, gang gang?
That's right. Thanks for joining me. So I have to apologize. We haven't been on like we should have been. And
Right.
we live for this. Trust me, Lily and I love this. This is what we love the podcast. We love letting everybody in the 478 know what's going on. But before we get started with tonight's amazing episode, which is the bare minimum energy, maximum excuses, this one should be fun. Lily, you had a big day today. You want to tell everybody a little bit about what you did and what happened and what you were out. I know I went to church and stuff with you this morning. You want to tell me about what you were doing?
Okay, so I was invited to be a guest speaker at an autism awareness event. It was about moms basically just telling their testimony and their truth about the things that they go through, that they've been through, giving words of encouragement to other moms and resources. And it actually was a great event. Um, I had thanks Sabrina for coming with me. I think we both needed that. We both needed to go sit in the church today.
Don't you think so? And that's I'll
Yeah.
be honest with you. I was a little bit. I almost wanted like if I was going to get my fat butt in church, I was craving. I was craving some. I was craving some gospel. Like I really wanted somebody to get up there and preach to me, and I didn't get that. I what I got was a whole bunch of singing, and then you ladies. But there was something so solid about the whole foundation. It was absolutely amazing. Like I wouldn't trade it for anything. So yeah, you're absolutely correct. It was really, really cool. It was something we both needed. And and just not to cut you off, but to cut you off, Lily, you did amazing. You did amazing.
Thank you.
I was so
Thank
worried
you.
that your personality wasn't come through because everybody knows Lily, her personality is like over the top. Like it's a lot. But I was so I was so impressed. You got up there, you were funny, you were dynamic, you made the crowd laugh. No, it's not on. You made the crowd laugh. I mean, I laughed, I giggled. You got your communication through. You communicated well. I thought it was awesome. I was so impressed with the whole event. I mean, it was really really cool. So great job, great thing to be
Yeah,
involved.
I was actually asked to come back to do three more events.
I wasn't that impressed.
Oh, that's it.
Well, you don't have to be impressed, but it's okay because
I wasn't
I
impressed because I wasn't
I
no.
had.
I
Well,
was,
I mean, you were invited. I'm sorry you didn't show up, but we had an awesome time.
well, when did you give me the invitation?
I invited him.
No, you did not.
I did. I invited you.
You can't invite me when you get up. You call my phone. Hey, I'm going to church. Believe me, you invited at
Yeah,
9 o'clock. And
that
you
was
have to be
plenty of
there.
time to
You
go.
have to be there at 9:10.
If
No,
anybody doesn't recognize that voice, by the way, that is Rocco. I don't. It's a voice from the past. Do you recognize this voice? It should be like a. It should be like a one of those game shows. But I was just talking about. It was really super amazing, and I didn't go to the yesterday was or Saturday. Yeah, Saturday was where all the kids came out. I didn't go to that event, but I was so glad I was able to be there and support you. It was awesome. So yeah, kudos. The church was really kind of cool here in Macon. Lots of singing, lots and lots and lots of singing. I didn't know the words, but I sang along anyways. And
so you
it's
stood up and the church was sleeping.
I was sang. I went to front of the church and
You
kneeled and I
did. You
prayed.
did. Let me hear it. Let's go. Give us some of it.
Um, I don't know any. Hallelujah.
That's what they were saying.
They did, didn't they, Lee?
They did. So listen, Sabrina didn't know the words, but she did Google one of the songs and she was singing right along with everybody else.
You didn't have they didn't have like any books or anything for
Not
us to.
what minute that's because probably because it's not a white
Well,
church.
well, that was kind of racist. Why does it have
I
to be
mean,
white?
because most white churches put the hymn books out
You
and the
say like
song book.
so?
The black church don't do that. Either
What? Why is that?
you know the song before
So
from when you was a
nobody
kid.
discussed the song choices with
I
you.
listened. I'm gonna be honest, Rocco. It was a couple songs that I didn't even know.
You knew
Black
some.
church,
Did you know any of the songs?
they just
I
start singing.
knew about three of them, but the most of them I did know.
Did,
I had
any,
to just check the tune.
did anybody in her church have a book?
No, I think they made the song up. I think that because like the one lady up there singing,
Hmm.
she's like, can I get you to stand up,
That's the
stand up,
concert version.
hallelujah, hallelujah. That's
She have to get the participation from the crowd. That's just like a regular concert.
We participated. Lily participated. Lily clapped her hands. I wish I had a
I
tambourine.
did. She clapped her hands. Really?
I really wish I had a tambourine.
And you noticed her clapping her hands.
I didn't notice.
Was it
Lily sat
loud?
across from me.
Was it loud?
Yeah, we were live.
I mean, it was loud.
Anyways,
I'm asking you a question.
it was loud, but it was really kind of cool.
Okay, that's the only thing y'all clapped was your hand. Did you clap your cheeks?
No, it cried no cheek, but it had some tambourines. It was nice.
What
It
kind of
was
church was
really
this? A
super nice.
holiness church?
What was it called? It was
This got to
It
be a
was
holiness.
Jericho Road
it
Ministry.
was holiness.
I know. I just said
And
it
this, I
had to
thought,
be a holiness church because churches don't really
and the lady
do
was an
tambourines and
evangelist.
shit.
I'll do a tambourine all day long. I'd like a
And
tambourine.
you did? How you gonna do the tambourine and you didn't even know the song?
That's what comes first, the chicken or
So
the
you
egg.
just gonna be
It was
clapping.
actually a really cool event.
Just clapping
And what do you
and
think of the doctor that went up there for autism? Was she not cool or what?
Was she autistic?
I lost Lily. Lily! No, she was. You know that people can be diagnosed with um, autism as adults. Like
Right.
it's not. And one thing, like Lee was saying, I remember this even when there's stages of when your child is born. And we're going to cut this we'll cut it short in a moment, but it was just kind of a cool event. When your child's diagnosed with special needs, you do go through a grieving process. I remember with Krista, you're like, my daughter was born with special needs. I was like, once you learn what she can't do, you're kind of like, or what she's going to, what her some of her disabilities are going to be. You're kind of like, shoot, this is a lot. Lily keeps coming in and out. Hold on, I gotta hang up and call back. Okay, something's going on with Lily. Anyways, it was a super duper cool event. You can follow me on Facebook, Sabrina Rakowski, and I actually recorded it and I went live, so it was really really super cool. Anyways, the last couple of episodes we've done sporadically. I do want to thank everybody for still
I'm back.
joining us. There you go. What the heck's going on with you?
I don't know, like another episode of ours popped on while I was on. I'm like, why am I listening to Sabrina and Rocco? Why? And I'm listening to y'all in the background. I'm like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah, that's a little bit mind boggling. So I'm
Yes,
here with Lily, in case you didn't recognize that voice, is Rocco the Great, or Rocco the Late, or Rocco the I just don't show up anymore. It's been some
I've been
time.
on administrative leave.
He's been on
Thank you.
administrative leave. Yep.
Paid leave.
paid paid leave, something like that. So, anyways, he's back in the house tonight. We picked the topic. He didn't have any choice on this. So, because we picked the topic, we are looking at bare minimum energy and maximum excuses. In this episode, we're calling out the kings and queens of I don't do that. That's just not me. Why you always tripping?
What did they get? What does the excuse come in with that?
When effort is optional and accountability is MIA. Somebody's left carrying the emotional load, and a spoiler alert, it's probably you. We're breaking down the difference between personality and plain old avoidance, or maybe even laziness. Let me get that with a capital L. Laziness.
You you woke me up.
LAZINESS. You're awake.
You can't
Speaking of
spell that
laziness,
lady.
that's just how I am. Is our
Spell
love
that
language.
again.
That's just how I am. Is our love language, and how to spot a passive aggressive blame shifter before you lose your peace.
Passive aggressive.
Blame shifter. Okay, that's what it's about tonight. Is it? You're in a relationship, and in every relationship there comes compromises. It is what it is. All right.
This strictly excuses it about relationships.
No, it can be excused about anything. I
Okay.
don't do that. That's just not me. I don't do that. That's not.
But you do it all the
I'm.
time.
I'm all. I was born in
You giving an example?
1985.
Are you giving an
No, I
example
ain't
or are
giving
you talking
examples.
about yourself?
I'm not talking about myself. I don't use. I don't
I
use excuses.
really thought that was you.
So, Lily, have you ever been with somebody who said,
Don't bring me into nothing.
listen to it. Listen to it, girl. Listen to
But
it.
we was talking to you.
At what point does that's just how I am become manipulation? Do you think that's manipulation? And why do some people think
Why
accountability
that's
is
how I am an
is
excuse?
optional relationship? It is an excuse.
Why would that be an excuse if
We're saying,
that's
well, go
exactly
ahead.
how
Rocco
I
the
am?
Great has been holding his breath. It looks like he's got all these words all pent up inside for the last 3 months. He's been MIA.
What
Rocco the
I'm
Great,
telling you
run with it.
is, explain to me when I say I don't do that, what makes that an excuse?
Well, that's just how I am. Okay, so let me give you for an example, right?
Man.
An example. This is just an example.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make this up. These people I do not know. Say this girl. We're going to call her Sandra.
Mm-hmm.
Sandra was sick,
Uh-huh.
really super super sick, like super,
Mm-hmm.
like couldn't get out of bed, super super sick. This woman by name Sandra, and then and then
What she was sick
her,
of?
she was probably her guy at the end of this, But anyways, her her friend, we're gonna call
Mm-hmm.
him
Danny.
Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny comes in and she says, I don't feel well, Johnny. Is there any way you can make me some soup? And Johnny says, I'm not really good at taking care of people when they're sick.
What the hell they had to do with soup?
Well, Johnny, can you make me some soup? That's not what I do.
No,
I'm not
I
good
just
at it.
don't think a man in his right mind would say that he don't do soup.
He doesn't.
Maybe I believe Johnny.
Johnny, can you maybe you can run me a bath? No, I'm just not good at this. This is just not
No,
what I do.
and you know what?
But here's the
Let me
thing.
defend men because
Okay, defend Johnny.
most men are like that. Most men don't know how to take care of a person when they sick.
Well,
They really don't. They just don't know how to do it.
so why?
We're not
So
as
you think men just
passionate.
say, I know
Yeah,
you're
I mean,
sick,
you
but it's
sick?
just not me, and
Be
you
quiet.
leave?
I'll bring you some juice. But all the whining and I need you to lift me up off the bed. Your
You need
legs are
somebody
broke.
needs to lift you up off the bed.
That's what most women would be saying in this position.
That's not so.
I'm just
You
saying.
got any follow
Most
up on
men
that?
don't.
That's not how that works.
Most men do not know how
All
to
right.
It's
tell
not
their
taking
woman
care
when
of
they sick.
Okay. So me having brothers, I can agree with Rocco on that. Most men don't know how to take care of a person when are sick, especially a woman, because it's always been the woman taking care of everybody, even when she's sick.
No,
Right.
it's not just sick
That's what
though.
we.
So so
Like,
it's like men don't know that, we can't have the loud noise or the light got to be off, or we need to be real with Vicks and stuff like that, because naturally for a woman we just jump in because that's our maternal instinct.
yep.
Men are more of, they'll give you some cough medicine, shut the
Right.
light off, close the
Yeah,
door, and hope you feel better in 20 minutes.
Hey, hit that ball right there.
yeah. No, that's exactly what it was.
and
Here's
and that's why I say it's a I feel like it's a maternal thing. Like
but
women, we jump in. We can have chicken pox, measles, and the flu, and we'll still cook dinner, wash clothes, get the kids dressed for school, do all of the above. Men, when they sick, they down for the count.
but if you're in a situation where you have nobody else but each other, and say that, okay, say for instance, say that Rocco and I were dating.
Mhm.
Okay. And I was sick and I had nobody else take care of me but Rocco. And I say, hey Rocco, I'm dead. I'm sick. I can't, I need you to take care of me. Why would he say, I don't take care of people?
Now I say I don't know how. I would say I don't know how to take care of you. What do you want me to do? You want a drink? You want a soda? You want another thing of medicine? What else
All
is
right,
there to do?
I got the perfect example for y'all.
You
When
have
COVID first hit,
give me a
I
cold
didn't
water.
catch COVID,
But
right?
at least try. Go ahead, I'm
Yeah,
listening.
just tell
Like
me what you
when COVID first hit, I didn't catch COVID. My whole house had caught COVID, so of course, naturally, I took care of everybody. In the middle of COVID, I caught COVID from my job. And of course, everyone in the house caught it because why? Everyone wanted to be up under me. At the time, my fiance didn't know what to do. Okay, I'm down for the count. The kids are down. He's literally calling my mom every 5 minutes to figure out if we need to have orange juice or water or medicine or whatever have you.
And my thing is,
And
women,
when the role reversed and he caught it again,
but
and
women,
I was getting over it, I
they come.
jumped into I jumped right in. That's why I say it's the maternal thing. Like men, they don't really know what to do. Like how
Okay.
can I put this?
Okay. Fuck the sick thing. Fuck the sick thing.
No, I want to
Let's
get back
try
to the sick.
let's try this.
I want to go back to the sick. Why can't you just say like, if I'm sick, I'll tell you what I need. That's point blank period. And if you sit there laying in the bed like, hey, I'm not gonna make it, I'm dead, I need you to take care of me, we should get you to the emergency room. If you can't do that, we need
Say
to get you
that
to the
it
emergency
is.
room.
It's one extreme to the other. So what you're saying is that if I was dating you,
Hmm.
if I got the flu and I couldn't get out of bed,
Okay.
then I need to go to the emergency room.
I'm gonna call the ambulance. I either told you to the car. That's gonna be one of the other.
But you
Because,
can't
but
just go
I
go
can,
make a cup of tea.
if you say I don't even know where the tea is located, I don't do tea. So don't ask me for things. I go in there and
Okay, well that's taken
make.
care of us when they're
Okay,
sick.
if you
So
say
let's
that,
try it like this. What about when I say? What about we say? Um, my yard. Maybe if I was dating somebody, this is another excuse, and this is just men. I know women do the same thing. But if you just said, "Hey, I need my grass mowed," I don't mow grass.
I
Well,
pay.
somebody's gonna mow the
Well,
grass.
I'm the type of person. Well, I pay somebody to do it. But who wants a woman that's always running around acting like she doing shit and she really fucking it up? The grass don't look over there. You, there's always
Well,
something
hold on, wait a minute, time out, because I cut my own grass yesterday, the
that
front anyway.
does not look good. But
But if you
listen,
don't have anybody else to do it, you got to do it yourself.
why can't you just say, well, okay, pay somebody to cut the grass? Cool. I don't cut grass. I don't do
Oh, so you're
dishes.
guilty of that.
Oh,
I
very
don't.
much so.
Yeah.
A lot of
It's
shit
just,
I
it's
don't
But
just
do, and it's not an excuse.
I have a question, Rocco.
Go ahead.
Why should she have to tell you to get somebody to cut the grass if you see the grass and the grass is high? You know the grass needs to
Let
be
me
cut.
explain
You should
though.
just go ahead
For
and do
one,
it.
for one, if I don't go into certain areas, how the fuck I know what's wrong with
well,
it?
grass is around the house.
Well,
Well, grass the grass is around the whole entire house, and you see the
I
grass
saw
is high.
it got to be me to say, hey, look, I don't. Hey, when I come to a house, I get out the car and I go in. If I come out of the house, I get in my car and leave. The thing about me, just say, hey, the grass needs to be cut. You need to call somebody to do grass, get the grass cut. But why the fuck it always got to be the man's job to do the physical labor?
It does have to be the man's job,
It's
but
not. I cut grass yesterday.
physical labor.
Let
Because
me
I
say
do all
something
the
about
physical
me.
labor around my house.
Let me
I
say
do all
something
the
about
physical
me.
labor around the house.
I've been over there.
I do all the physical
Yeah,
labor.
yeah.
That's what
Ain't nothing physical to do, but you got like 75 fucking dogs. That's physical work.
it is physical.
Okay. But anyway, but when I'm with a woman, I do the cooking. So that means she should do everything else. She clean the kitchen when I'm in. I make sure she get thick.
Or let me ask you this. Well, you know what? If I was dating you, I would say I don't clean the kitchen, and you don't clean the kitchen, so the kitchen doesn't get cleaned.
Well, that's probably we probably wouldn't be together.
That's but that's the thing. That's what we're saying. Isn't there a time where you just
It's
don't where
why
you
do
don't
it
just
have to
say,
be an excuse? Because I don't do that.
but
That
why
if I
wouldn't you?
don't
If
do
it needs to be
that,
done, why wouldn't you do it?
pay somebody.
No, I'm
What's
listening, Lily.
what's hard with paying somebody to do something that needs to be done? I don't do fucking yard work. It gotta be, man. My mama
I don't
can
like
call
I don't
me.
like yard work
My
either.
mom
I don't
can
like
call
yard
me
work
and
either.
say, "Hey, cut my grass." I don't do that
Nope,
shit
I
right
don't
there.
I don't like yard work
I don't
either.
cut no grass.
I don't know. Me personally, like I don't have a problem doing it. Like
I don't do no
I
grass.
got a lawnmower, a weed whacker, and a blower. I got out there yesterday and I did the whole front by myself.
You got
My son got out and did the back and the side.
wait, excuse me. You got a whacker and a
I
blower.
got a weed whacker and a blower and a
Is that
lawnmower.
is that located on you or in the shed?
No, it's
You
in
don't
the
have,
shed.
you don't have no blower on you.
No, I
Excuse me.
don't. I don't blow no more.
Do you have a blower on you?
I'm going to.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. This is I don't know. And women may make excuses as well. I know that if I said I don't do that, then it would never get done. Like there's things that maybe that I don't want to do, but we just have to do them because this is what makes the world go
Okay.
round. And I
This
think it's an
might
excuse.
sound bad.
It's going
I'm
to.
a little chauvinistic.
Mm.
So I mean, I'm a little chauvinistic. If you say, well, for one, I saw your yard. Your backyard doesn't really have
Don't
grass.
talk about my backyard.
It doesn't really
Don't talk about
have
my backyard.
grass on it, you know. And the front yard doesn't have any grass because you park on the grass. So when the fuck do your grass need to be cut?
Oh my gosh.
You get a weed eater and give somebody $3 next door
Yep.
and cut the goddamn
And
thing. But
or
anyway,
or
so okay,
but I'm going.
I don't mind taking care of your yard. I'm gonna pay somebody to take care of your yard. Shit, I don't do yard work. Do I look like a yard boy? Hell no. Look at this. Mm-mm.
Shit, pay my son. He'll do it. He don't
See,
care.
see how easy this
But
gets?
here's this is it's not just what we're
She
saying. It's
just
not.
cheap as hell. I don't want to pay anybody.
No, it's I'm not going to. When
I'll
I'll
pay
do it
them.
myself. But here's the
See,
thing:
but you
if I
don't
went
do it
through my
right.
life and said I don't do that, nothing would get done. If I said I don't do
That's
laundry,
on you.
I don't move cars.
Well, one thing about me, I prefer to do my own laundry. So
Well,
I
then
mean,
do
it
your own
is
laundry.
what it is.
That's
I
nothing to do with me.
understand.
That's nothing to do with me.
I'm saying.
But it's like certain things though. Women, we just don't do. Like, me for instance, like I don't do nothing pertaining to a car. Like
You don't do what to
I'll
it?
buy the oil, I'll buy the parts, I'll do whatever. But as
Okay.
far as
Okay.
checking fluids and doing all that, I don't do that, and I never had to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I never had to do that the anytime me owning the vehicle.
But you'll never make an excuse of It's not if um say that your man wanted I don't know wanted you to rub his feet at night, and you said looked at him and said, I don't do that.
I
I
don't. I don't touch feet. I don't
Right?
touch feet.
but,
I've
but
heard
I
that
will.
before.
But don't you?
Ew, it's
Here's the thing. Don't you
gross.
say
Ew,
it
it's
is
gross.
about your feet?
That's what somebody. That
Yeah,
sound
because
like
I've seen
something
your
you
feet.
would say.
I've seen your feet.
That sound like something you
There,
would say.
there probably
Yeah,
are.
get up to tell you,
But
I don't
No,
like
I
so
don't say it's gross. I just don't like feet. I don't like no one's feet. I don't even like my kids'
I've
feet.
never once said I don't do that. If it has to be done, you got to do it
But one thing about it, when a person tell me they don't do that, I understand completely.
because you don't do
Certain things I don't do.
you don't you don't. But that's the thing. Is it an excuse or you just don't want to
It's
do? It's
just the
just
truth.
there's an excuse or you're just
If
lazy.
I don't eat onions, I just don't fucking eat onions.
Well,
Right.
that's a
That's
preference. It's not. If you said you don't, you
I
can't.
don't do onions. Is that an excuse because I don't eat it?
Well, why would it
Okay.
be?
I don't feel like it's. I don't feel like it's an excuse when Rocco said he doesn't do manual labor. I just feel like he never had to do it,
Well,
so
So it has
therefore it's not an
I
excuse.
just came to a point in my life that I prefer to pay somebody to do stuff that I don't want to do anymore.
Yeah, that's because you balling. You know,
But
you
you know,
got them thousands and thousands.
I can work on my own car. But
I
do I?
no
No. When I need some change, I go holler at the
no,
mechanic.
but you
And
can
I
do it.
know I can do
But
it
you didn't
myself.
say you said I don't do it. You never said I don't do that. You said I can. I just prefer not to.
Right.
You
That's what
could
I'm
never
saying.
come out and say I don't take the trash out. Why don't you take the trash out? I don't touch.
Who says that?
I don't take the trash out.
I take the trash. You don't take trash. See, that's the thing. Maybe it's
See,
just me.
and then
Maybe I'm alone in this whole thing. Maybe it's just
but
me. I'm so used to being
but
alone that the
see,
only person I can do it is
okay,
me.
if you could used to doing stuff, just continue to do it. Because it be sometime a person might like I got a gal. Sometimes
You have a gal.
I
Mm.
you're getting jealous. You really catching feelings for the
I'm
co-op.
not. Listen, I haven't seen you in.
You
How long's it
sorry.
been? 8 weeks. It's been.
I'm gonna continue to eat my ice.
But it's been like eight weeks
Eat
since
your
we've seen you.
what?
Ice.
Oh, that's just
I'm
it.
having a hot flash. Don't mind me.
But anyway, so if
I
a
just don't.
person see, I'm like this.
I think when somebody says
Let me
that's just not in me. That's not who I am.
let me
It's kind of
explain
like me
something.
saying I don't
Let me.
suck dick. I'll suck dick,
I do because I just
especially
believe.
if you really
I
like
just
it. I
believe.
will learn how to suck your dick.
I just believe you
Suck dick?
will. Yeah.
Oh, I sure will. I got a resume full of it. I'll let you know. But I'm not going to tell you I'm not going to say I don't suck dick.
What if you,
Because
it's
that's
some people that don't do it?
why.
Hmm.
That's what you're supposed to
They
do when
don't
you
want
do
that
it.
pole in their mouth. So I mean, you can't make everybody
No, but that doesn't
a
make
dick
sense to
sucker.
me. Why, if you're in a relationship with somebody, why
It
don't
gonna
you
be
do it?
things that you don't do.
But if it has
No,
to be done,
it's just like it's men that don't eat vagina. Like they just don't do it.
Right.
Like
It's not like hey, uno,
it's
uno,
not. They might not have an excuse. They just don't do it.
right. And I can completely understand.
I don't understand. I think that if you're in a relationship with somebody
And
and things need to be done, and I may
let,
not rub feet, but
let
I'll
me
rub your feet because I love you. I'm gonna have to
let
do
me
that.
explain some about.
I've never once looked at somebody and said, I don't do that.
Yes, you know.
You don't know that.
I did ask you something one
Would
time.
you ask
So
me? It was probably something gross.
listen to
And
me.
it probably
Thank
and
you.
I was probably in a
I
relationship and I
know
wasn't
that.
gonna do that with
Thank
you.
you.
Exactly.
But anyway, and then you know sometimes let me see men and women may be a little different in this. If say we was dating and you came to stay with me,
At your house?
right? Listen, you come stay at my place. My thing is, I'm not gonna change my routine just because you moved in and want you to do stuff. I'm not gonna change that. I'm not
You
gonna
shouldn't.
say if I'm still doing these things, I'm doing this because I've been doing this. It's
But
not gonna change. You can say, hey, you want me to do this? Nah, I got it.
but here's the thing. When you move somebody into your home, there becomes extra work. There's more work to it. But here's the other thing too. Why if I'm staying with you, why would I want you to continue doing all of it? Wouldn't I want to help
I
you?
got my own place
But I would want to
because
help
it's
you.
my place.
But I want to help you.
No, but you don't have to.
But I want to. I
Nah, but
want to.
sometimes people don't really need your help.
Well, here's the thing.
They just want.
I
They
know I
want
need
it.
help. I
No,
know I need help.
well, I don't know. You need to talk to them.
You need a therapist. You don't need
Hey,
physical help.
you know, damn. Who is she fuck? She want a maid, a buck?
No, I
Come
just
on, man.
sometimes you just it's just excuses. You can't say I
Sometimes
don't do that.
if I don't eat cat, I don't eat cat. That's not an excuse. Who? What is it an excuse? Why do I have to make an excuse if I don't do something? I don't do
So
manual
you were
labor.
dating a woman, and
Hmm.
she really wanted you. Are you talking about Chinese food? Or you're talking about cat? You're talking about hoo ha.
The hairy hoo ha.
The hairy hoo ha. First of all, you shouldn't eat a hairy hoo ha.
If
Second,
I was gonna eat a hoo ha, I'd want to let her hair on it.
okay. Second of all, if you were in a bedroom with a woman
Mhm.
and this is what pleased her, you wouldn't do it.
No, that's just something I don't do.
That just see to me, if I was in a
That's selfish.
no, I think it is. If
I
I'm in the
know.
bedroom with you and you
If
said I
you
want
just
you,
said you don't do feet, you don't
I
suck
do
toes.
feet.
You suck toes.
Uh,
See, don't
If
lie.
you if
Don't
I was here's
lie.
something, have I done it? Absolutely not. Would I do it? Yes, I would do
Why?
it.
Ew.
Something you
It's what
don't do.
somebody wants. If I'm
No,
with you and you want it, I suck your toes.
no.
And I've seen
Ew. I'm not putting nobody's pinky toe in my mouth.
That's just when
well, then
that's
don't ask me to suck your toes.
that's hurting you. That's hurting yourself.
It's not hurt myself.
It is hurt. If it's something I don't do,
But
I'm not
if
gonna
it's
do it.
something that needed to be done or
That's
something
just
that my
like
partner wanted done, I would do it. I would just say this, and
I
I would
prefer.
compromise myself to
Let
do
me
that for
explain
you.
something. Let's go this
Yes,
route.
might be my
I
fault. I'm
know
not
we
good with
don't
boundaries.
usually speak religion, but I prefer. I don't do women pastors.
You shouldn't be doing any pastors.
Nothing like
You're in a
that.
relationship. Oh,
I'm not.
You say he don't do women what?
pastors. He said he just doesn't care for. He believes in male pastors versus pastors, male versus female. Like if you're getting like a you're getting if you're getting the word of God, he prefers to come from a male than a female. Doesn't mean
Some
that
people are like that. Some people aren't like that. They are like that. Some people are like that. And that doesn't mean that they believe in God less. That's just what they prefer.
they
Yeah,
prefer
I'm just
men. They
saying. I
prefer
mean,
male.
I think the man's supposed to run the church or
That's
whatever.
just like women. Some women go to the GYN and they only prefer male because they feel like a female is going to be too judgmental. So it's like everyone has,
Men my hoo ha. So yeah, I'm but
I can
there's
see
we
that.
have preferences. Now that's a preference. You prefer a male preacher over a female preacher.
So, but if I say I'm not going to this church because I don't deal with women preachers, that's not an excuse.
no, that's
No,
your belief and that's your preference and you're entitled to that.
But that
but
means I
that's a
don't do
preference.
that. I don't do it. That doesn't make it wrong. That's not making an
Mm-mm.
excuse.
But that's not. But if we're sitting in the house together, and say that the say I had 15 bags of trash and they'd be out, and you said I
Hmm.
don't take trash out, and you walk by it, and all the trash is just sitting on the floor. That's just something to do. Sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do or you don't normally do.
Then
I
I'll be defeating the purpose of me. Right? So it's things you're not gonna do. Right? Do you I ain't gonna tell them what you gonna do. You do so much.
there's nothing. And the thing, and maybe it's because I've lived alone for so long that I think that there's like I've had to do it all. I've had to put flooring
Well,
down.
why complain now?
Well, I'm not. I just think that there's excuses when sometimes you need help. You say, okay, I need help. Is this going to be an
A
excuse or is this
man
going to be
really thinks when you say help, it's monetary.
no? I don't.
We'll pay somebody to do it. Because what man wants you always got to do something? A man that don't.
Yeah.
What the hell?
But don't you think it's part of the responsibility of a relationship?
Excuse me. What was that?
I'm sorry. That was Frosty. My bad. He watching his show.
Have you ever gotten? Has anybody ever given you a really petty excuse? Like say, I don't do that, and here's why I don't do it. Besides, I was born in 1971 and I don't do it.
Hmm,
Is there any stupid excuses? I just don't do that.
okay.
Is there any stupid excuses that
I
people give
don't.
you?
I mean, people give you excuses all the time. But if that's something they don't do. That's
I
just something they
mean,
don't do.
my baby father used to tell me that he didn't want to change the kids' pampers when they was babies because he didn't like the way poop smelled. I thought
Right.
that was really stupid. Like,
You still have to change diapers.
right. So I'm like, I'm sitting here changing poopy diapers
I don't do that.
and
I'm not
but
changing.
my thing was like I'm changing poopy diapers, but you want me to come in the bathroom like you're taking the poop and I gotta smell that. But
That's
you
true.
won't smell a baby's poop. Like
Yeah,
that makes no
it's
sense.
just to see that it's it's a preference when it benefits you, and it's an excuse. It's a preference when it benefits you. I prefer not to change diapers, but really at the end of the side of the coin, it's an excuse. I just don't do
I
it.
don't change pampers because I can't stand the smell of shit. It makes me gay. So
But you still have to change
But
diapers.
you always on look.
So
This is my thing with men.
what do we
Y'all
do?
be on the toilet for 90 days and 40 nights,
that's why you.
smelling your own poop,
That's
but
why
you won't change a baby's poop who
you can smell.
it's not as potent as yours.
Mm-mm. No law. I'm not gonna be able to do it. I ain't
But
gonna.
y'all wasn't thinking about that when y'all shot the club up and made the baby.
Mm. You weren't thinking about not changing them when you were getting shot at.
Listen, at the end of the day, I'm gonna change because my baby can't walk around smelling
Right.
like poop all day.
That's a woman's job
Is what?
to change the pamper.
That's not true.
But what if I said I'm not changing the pamper because I just don't do that? It
You
makes me
ain't
gag.
had been having no children.
What I didn't do it by myself, man.
You gonna change
Sure
them.
did.
You gonna change them
That's
damn
I didn't
Some,
pampers
do. I
by
didn't do.
yourself.
I didn't do.
somebody will hold them legs up.
That's the thing though. If this is just because you've never done it before,
I'm not using that as an
why is it
excuse
such a
though.
big deal to start doing it now? If I may never have sucked toes before, but if it's something the guy I'm with wants me to suck his toes, I've never done it before. I'm not really sure if I want to now, but man, if you're into it, I'm into it. No, 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 no. You're being
I'm not
inappropriate.
sucking nobody's toes. I don't care.
I may not do it, but if
You
this is
right
what
now.
this new relationship or this new partnership entails, it could be with work. I've never swept the floor before, but I will now because it's part of my new job. What's the big deal? Just saying I've never done this before. It's not in me.
I'd have been on a
Well,
job. I'd have been on a job several times. They said, "Where the broom at?" You know what I said?
I don't know.
How the hell would I know? Because I don't use it.
I I bet your girlfriend could vouch for that.
You thank you.
That's what I'm just saying. It's like, well, don't you just because you've never done it before? Why can't you do it now? Saying it's just
It's
not.
just not. It's just not
Is
in me.
is that an excuse? Is it just
No,
not in
it's just
me?
not
I
No,
being.
that's just his ways. It's just not in him.
Why can't you change your ways? Why can't you
Well,
say if this means this
you need
much
to
to you
find a janitor and a yard man
and somebody
And a landscaper, a
and
janitor and a landscaper.
got a vibrator, it's about dead, huh?
That's he said you need a janitor and a landscaper.
I'm telling
I've
you.
never but here's the thing too. I I don't like I've done everything. Like I put the flooring down in my house, I paint the walls,
Did someone tell you to do that?
or who's gonna do it.
Okay,
But if I don't
that
do
was
it,
your personal choice to do that.
but I can't
So
say
hold it, hold it,
no,
hold
no,
it,
if
hold
I
it.
say I don't do it, it doesn't get done.
That means you pay somebody to do it.
But maybe I don't have the money to pay somebody. I didn't marry well.
I can tell you did not because I mean either he need to hit the lottery or you just I don't know what to say. But anyway,
I don't know. Me, I just grew up not being prone to do manual labor. So I just don't do it. I
hmm
got a son that does it or I pay somebody to do it.
thank you. And then why
I
ask
mean, I do everything else. I cook, I clean, laundry, hair, homework, all the other type of stuff.
if
I'll
you
put something basic together, but anything big or painting the floor, I ain't doing that.
when you got somebody that you can tell they don't do manual labor, why ask them? Why? You know,
Well, here's the
you
thing.
can tell by a person's
No,
demeanor.
no. One of the things is, yeah, you can. But here's the other thing: benefiting of one of the things about dating. I think men are born with certain things. I could be wrong. They're born with dicks, and they're born with the ability. Most of them, 90% of them, are born with the ability to fix things automatically.
Right.
It'd be really cool. Like it'd be really cool to have little things that I don't have to pay that I can't fix because I. It's not that I won't. I can't. I can't
Let
fix.
me,
There's just that
let,
that doesn't click up here.
and
But men know how to do this. Why it would be really cool to have a guy that would fix this for you automatically.
let,
Your doors come off the hinges, baby. I got
okay,
that.
let me explain
That's why I
something.
got four brothers, a son, and a grandfather.
Let me
And
explain something about doing stuff for women. You can take a woman, you can get her car. She said, "Chad, I need the oil change." Okay, I change oil. Next day, your tire go flat. I bet you 99% of the time she gonna say it's my fault because I changed oil.
that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, thank you.
Doesn't make sense.
Y'all never make sense.
So
If
does it?
you
Does it?
fix
No,
one,
I mean, if my
you fix
tire goes
one,
flat after I get an oil change, that means I had a slow leak. That
but
means
let me
I
say
need you to come
before
take
you
the
do
tire off and you replace my tire.
What I'm saying is, C could be going bad, but you fix A. She blamed you because C is going bad. It's because of what you did. I'm not going through that anymore. So I'm not going. I prefer not to work
Let
on
me
your
tell you
car.
something. You probably mess with some slow ass motherfuckers because that doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Well,
If a man
I'm
came and
just.
changed, if man changed my oil, I think I'd give him. I think I'd give him head. I'd drop my knees and I would give the man head. I'd be so happy for a man to come and just take. I think there's
I
things that
took
men
your
are
car
supposed to
somewhere one
do.
time to get the oil change. I ain't getting no head.
You did what?
I took your car and got you the
You
oil
didn't
change and
take my
stuff.
car and get an oil change.
I did
Did the
too.
tire go flat?
Miss. I didn't get in there.
Seriously, it's just things like that that I
Tell
think
Johnny I'm
it's
not.
nice. You know how
Tell Johnny I
you
was
like
just talking
women.
though.
You know, here like women to step up. They have their place. I think men have their place too. This is some of the things that they're supposed to do. Change my oil. Don't say you're not going to do that. I don't care if you pay. I don't care if you pay somebody to mow my yard. Just take the initiative. Do it. I don't care what you do. Just do it. Just take that off of me
How the hell am I going to take initiative? I don't know when your oil need to be changed.
or above my yard.
Uh,
You pull up
I'm
here.
not paying attention to that.
You're
I
always
can.
looking at my grass.
You always tell me you ain't got no grade.
Oh Lord.
I'm just telling what you told me.
Anyways, this is what we get. We haven't seen Rocco the Great in 3 months, and this is what we get when. So welcome back, Lily. I don't know. I think that I think what the whole. What are you doing? You're leaving.
I got a busy one.
You
But
don't. This is me.
I have a topic. I have a topic for next segment.
What's the topic?
Should you be able to share any and everything with your significant other without backlash? Or
Should you be
them
able
poking
to?
holes? And you should, but
Yes,
most of the time you can't with women
but it's you can't with men
because
either.
well, you said you was a God damn. Stop trying to poke holes in everything.
One thing I've learned though about that though is that men will say what they want to say, and they don't want to discuss it anymore. And so
Don't.
don't ask for what color was the dress or what was they driving. I'm a detailed person. When somebody
No,
comes,
that's
that's
nosy and insecure.
no, no.
Yes.
I'm not. Why would somebody be insecure?
Most
I know
women
I'm a
are.
nosy motherfucker. I'm a nosy motherfucker. I want to know
If I
I want to know
say
about everything.
right, I say I spoke to a woman, blah blah blah. Well, where you saw the woman at? Why was you talking to her? I thought you was at the store. The fuck is this? I'm not on trial when I tell you so. I'm telling you so because I want to share it with you. I don't want you to use it against me.
It shouldn't
Don't
be used
tell
against you.
me. I'm telling you because I believe in
But
you enough that I can
don't
tell
consider
you
that
anything.
insecure. Consider that
But
that's
I
not
believe if I
insecure.
can't talk to you, who the fuck can I talk to?
I agree the same thing. I agree that I think it should go both ways.
Okay, let's talk about this.
If I can't tell my partner everything and everything without any backlash,
Men don't do what women do. They don't go through the details. They just listen and leave it alone because you chose to tell us so.
yeah. And I think I think that's where women kind of, if you want your, and that's something we need to discuss too. If you want your partner to be, and Rocco by all means is not a professional. There's, this does not hold any water anywhere. But if
Most
you
not a
want,
professional.
if he's not a professional, this is just opinion based anyways. But if you want your partner to be able to open up to you, don't. It's kind of like your kid, like, you know, your kids come to you and tell you anything because you don't
Right.
judge them. You don't bitch at them. You don't punish them. You have an open door policy. It should be like that in a relationship
Um,
too. It may not listen. I may not want to hear that my guy was out looking at some hot blonde at the at the supermarket, but it kind of story he was telling me or whatever. But at least he can come to me. At least he feels he knows he can come to me and tell me that. And that on my part, I agree with. I have to get better on that too. Because I'll be like, well, what are you doing at the supermarket? You're supposed to be at work. Why are you at the supermarket? What did you talk to her? What was hot? How did you know she was hot? Why are you looking at hot blondes? That would be me questioning my boyfriend before he even got out the whole purpose of the whole conversation.
right. No, I definitely get that part.
And
I
we'll
think
see.
that's something that all women need to work on though, because I'll do that too. I'll start asking 1,001 questions before he even told me the reason why he's seeing the person.
But
Mommy
that's
came. Mommy came.
oh hey Frosty.
Frosty, go to bed.
But here's the thing too. When like in case anybody didn't know, I'm in the process of writing a book, my 15th book or something. But anyways, I know that when I read it to people, people say, "Man, you use a lot of adjectives." I want people to see. I use so many adjectives. I want people to see what I see. Like I want them to visualize it and see it. And sometimes I ask a lot of questions because I want to see what you're seeing. I want to see what's going on in your mind, what you're thinking, why. I want to know what's happening. Well, what were they doing? What did they say when you said that? And they don't really want to tell me that when you told that they're out of fuel that this I don't know. Anyways, men are simple. They want to tell you a story and get it over with. Women
Right.
complicate some shit.
Women, we gonna look deeper into a situation, and it probably ain't even that deep.
Let's hold it to next
But
Sunday,
that's just
guys.
what we do.
I'm gonna let y'all get back to the excuses that y'all tell.
I
Listen,
think that if you're in a relationship with somebody, I think that there shouldn't be. I don't do that. If I come to somebody and say, "Listen, I got to get this done," we should get it done. It shouldn't be. I don't do that. If I want my toes sucked, you're going to do it. You haven't seen my toes.
Damn sure ain't gonna see him if you talk about putting him in somebody's mouth.
I would never let anybody suck my toe. Would you let somebody suck your toes?
sure will put the big toe, pinky toe, middle toe, all them toes.
I don't. That just doesn't do. I know there's fetishes out there for people, but that does not do anything for me. I'm not a toe person, and I've seen some nasty feet. Some nasty, yeah, like caveman feet. No, I didn't know they made them anymore. Well, I don't know. I just don't think that if I think for a relationship and things have to happen, you should never say I don't do that. I think there's nothing that I mean, there's nothing that you won't do or you won't make happen. It's like if has to happen today. What's you need, Rocco? Are you ready to leave? It's 9:46. What time are you supposed to be home? 9:30.
8 o'clock.
Oh shit, she's gone. She's gone this time. All right, Rocco the Great has left the studio. Thank goodness, man. It was nice having him back, but he's a lot, isn't he?
Mhm.
As you got 3 months worth of opinions all bottled up in that five. Anyways, so you're. I don't know. Any final thoughts on this, and then we'll kind of get it wrapped up and talk about what else we got going on real quick.
My final thoughts in it. If you don't do it, then you just don't do it. Like, live in your truth and don't make nobody force you to do something you don't want to do.
Is an excuse? See, my final thoughts. Is it an excuse, or are you just being lazy? People are
I
lazy.
mean,
They can.
I feel like certain things are an excuse for certain things are being lazy. Like the trash thing, that's just being lazy. Like that's just pure laziness.
Yeah,
But
not eating cats lazy.
I mean, but some men really don't do it. Like some men have a valid reason why they don't do it. Some women have a valid reason why they don't give head. It's just their particular reason. You know what I'm saying? Could I
Could you
be
be
with
with
someone
somebody
who
who didn't
doesn't?
though? Could you be with somebody who I know you, Lily? You're all in on everything. Could you be with somebody who didn't perform oral on you?
Yeah, but don't think I'm gonna do it to you. Like if you don't do it to me, I'm not doing it to you. Like everything that you give me is reciprocated. So you just you're not gonna get that part.
I've never been. See, the good thing about me, I've never been huge on oral sex. Like I've had some men are good at it. Some men are very good at it. Some women are exceptional at it. Most women are exceptional at it. But it's nothing like I have to have. Although I like the idea of it. Like a man puts his head between my thighs, it's over with for me. It'll be like I'll be marrying the man. It's just there's something very sexy about them. I don't even need the whole process of the eating or the kissing my hoo ha. It's more of just the idea of it, like having him be man. What? And I can't help. I give head. It's just what I do. I'm going to. It doesn't matter if I get if my hoo ha
Not
gets.
me. I'm stingy.
You're stingy. You're such a bitch. You didn't do it. I don't do it anymore either. Oh yeah, I'll suck dick. I enjoy sucking dick though. And again, I'll never say I don't do that. If it's something that I mean, I'll tell everybody I did it, but if it's something that's really that my partner needs done, whether from the bedroom to the house or anything, it is what it is. I can never say, and maybe that's what I need. Maybe I need more boundaries, and maybe I'm the issue because maybe I need more boundaries. Say, listen, I don't do that because I do things I don't want to do because it has to be done.
Not me. If I don't do it, I just don't do it. And I'm gonna say I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, maybe it's me. Maybe I need to get better at boundaries and say, no, man, I'm not doing that. I'm tired. I don't want to suck your toes. I'm not sucking your dick. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm not taking out the trash.
Mhm.
I'm not going to clean up the kitchen. All right. Anything really cool happening this next week in Macon? Anything you want to tell us about, Lily? Wake up, Lily.
Nothing I know of. Just everyone's back to school,
Yep.
back to work. Everyone's getting ready for Easter.
Easter coming up. Yep. I thought the church thing was really good today. It was. We need to. I hate to say this. We really probably need to, and we don't talk religion, but we probably need to go to church. It.
Girl, I honestly I had an enjoyment in church. I loved it.
Well, you were a
And
rock star.
I was asked to come back for more events and I can't wait.
Yeah. I'm glad. I thought it was very. I love the doctor they had there. I don't know her name, but there's a doctor for.
Oh, Dr. Tiffany.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So she's a doctor for, and you have to tell more about it. For like again, going recapping a little bit. We went to an
She's
event.
a doctor for children with autism and disabilities,
Yep.
children that are on the spectrum.
She was
She's a speech pathologist.
outstanding.
So she basically helps her child pronounce their letters and their words better. Help them get over their list or help
Yep.
the children that are nonverbal. But she's also an outreach coach.
Okay.
So she asked me to come back
I
and
love
do a
that.
domestic violence event with her.
Wow. Wow.
And I told her I was honored to do that. And then she wants me to also co-host an event for moms with children with mental disabilities as well as
Phys-
emotional disabilities and
oh,
autism. Basically just for like moms to have an open space
yep.
to just release, relax, have a good time, but also get resources and join other moms and say, you know what, girl, I need help.
Now that was the you're speaking of the lady in the end with the black and white dress on, right?
Yes.
Okay. The with the short haircut. She the one when I cried when she told me about when she said about her cousin Herman.
Yeah.
Okay, that was. I did that not touch you? I can
Yeah.
just I thought that was the most beautiful story, and it was so simple, and it was so well told, and how he had to go. He knew she was getting married. But he went outside his comfort zone. Didn't go to church, but was there and left just because he loved her. Man,
Hmm.
that made me. I thought that was the best story ever. I thought that was absolutely the best story. I'm glad that you're still. I'm glad you're going to see her more because I really enjoyed her, and I'd like to. I'd enjoy spending more time with her. We got um, we've got some. I've got some inherited grandchildren. I got some that have difficulty, have some speech impediments and stuff. And Chris, my daughter, had special needs, so you can always relate to it.
Hmm.
It was so cool. It was a real cool
Yeah,
event.
literally, right, like literally right after you left, another family had came, a couple of more people, but at the end of the event, they all stood up and clapped for the mothers as well as
Nice.
the Dr. Tiffany, and they
Oh
was just like, you guys are strong. I said, listen, honey, y'all have no idea how strong. That's why I say people play and like, oh, my child has special needs. Honey, until you do a deep in depth of what your child has and really have to go deep, not just scratch the surface, but actually dig deep, you will not understand what strength is.
and I like the fact that it's embraced. Like this is, I think when they're saying something about the stages of acceptance of when your child is born with special needs. I remember
Yep.
when Krista was her development didn't happen the way that it was supposed to, and it's like she wasn't crawling, she wasn't talking, and there was a lot of things that happened with her. And when I was told that we don't know what her diagnosis is, but we know she's going to have special needs, we knew this. We know it happened real right off with Krista, like almost immediately, maybe 6 months into it, we knew that she was going to have some special needs. But it's an acceptance process. You're kind of like why,
It's
what, you're angry, and you kind of grieve.
right. It's that we call it the 5 stages of grief.
Yeah, you really do.
Like
And
you go from being angry to being sad to being depressed
yep,
to basically like just having self doubt to accepting it.
yeah, and it's this.
And once you hit the stage of acceptance, that means you ready to rumble. That means you finna go all out for your child.
But I'll tell you,
And it's very normal to go through those 5 stages though.
and there's a reason why people like me. in you and all the other, moms and dads out there that had children that were born with special needs were given the privilege to have children born with special needs. My daughter was
Yep.
born, she had special needs, she slowed me down. Just she made me, having a daughter with special needs made me a better person all the way
Yep.
around. Absolutely.
Yep.
So there's a reason why we have the privilege of raising children with special needs.
That's what
And
I'm saying.
so
People say all the time like, "Oh, I can never do it." Honey, let me tell you something. I said I was almost out of the clear. My two oldest were getting older. I was able to hang out. I was do what I wanted to do. I said, but I asked God one day to slow me down for a second, and He gave me this child.
but here's
And
the thing,
then when
when
his
you get
diagnosis came, it was more like I was angry. I was hurt. I felt like I did something wrong.
you do. I know how
I went
awful
through. I literally went through all five stages. I had to realize like I didn't do anything wrong, and he was made like this from God. So let me accept this gift and everything that come along with it.
Yep,
But things that come along with it are tiring. It's overwhelming.
there
It's
is.
exhausting.
Yep.
But once you put your left foot in front of your right foot, it's no stopping that walk. There's no stopping it. That's why when people question parents who have children with special needs or disabilities and be like, oh, well, don't you have support? Don't you have this? Your support only do but a certain amount. You're doing the footwork. You're doing the homework. You're doing, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying, the doctor's appointments and the
There
late nights and the early
extra
mornings. You're doing everything. So when we crash out, it ain't because we want to crash out. It's because no one is understanding that we need a break.
Yep. It's I can relate 100%. And when you have to when you become, my job was, my once I accepted everything and I realized, Chris, see, my daughter was never diagnosed with like autism or Down syndrome or Prader-Willi syndrome. There wasn't a diagnosis for it. Krista was born with a lot of special needs, and from her mobility, she couldn't walk. Until she got older, she was late being potty trained. She never spoke. It was sign language. She had the vocals to make noises, but she never spoke. There was a lot of things that kind of made Krista Krista. And once you realize, and she never fully mentally developed past maybe the age of 5 or 6 at 27. She was still behind
Hmm.
when she passed at 27. But once you realize that our job is one, first of all, our job is to make our kids the best they can be. Our job is to make sure that
Right.
those, that, my job is to make sure that Krista was absolutely living her best life and that nobody's going to treat her any different. And, that's one thing I will say. If you ever seen Rocco, like I've seen Rocco with your son and my co-host Rocco, he treats Frosty like he's just any, like, I looked at Rocco because he was talking to him like he was just any other kid. He goes, man, what are you doing over there? What's happening? Talking like he was just any other kid. I'm like, I went to Rocco and I said, hey, he's autistic. And Rocco's like, I know. What the hell's he doing over there? Get over here, boy, and answer me. I was like, I love that because that's what they need. And you and Frosty are
Hmm.
like the two of you. You just ignore him. Like you come in, it's like you let Frosty bounce off the wall, does his thing, blah blah blah. He's on your lap. He's got his hand on your shirt. He's behind you. He's talking to his sister. He's taking turtles off the shelf, and you're like, that's him. That's just him. You don't try to restrict him. You let him be him, and that's all you.
Mm-mm. I let him be him because it's like they already have restrictions. You know what I'm saying? They already have restrictions in life.
I love that
So
about.
I'm gonna let him be a normal 5-year-old. I expect him to be off the wall. I expect him to draw on my walls. I
Yep.
expect him to eat stuff that he can't do it no more. I expect all of the above. So when you expect that,
Yeah,
there's nothing to look forward
he's
to.
a 5-year-old 3 times over, like 5 times over.
Yeah.
Like
But
he could be.
don't tell him that because his grandmother don't play about her grandbaby. Okay.
He's a normal like 5 times over. Like he comes in here and he's he's like a little Tasmanian devil. He's like everywhere, and he's just. I'll tell you, when you showed up, it was a couple weeks ago. You showed up with him, and you walked in the door, and I said, "That's the best thing I've seen all day." Like I was just so happy, and he cracks me up. And the two of you, like I said, your own little mini gang. You let him be, and that's what I had to learn the hard way raising Krista. Is I had to let her be. Just let Krista be Krista. Let her be her. Let her grow and be the best. I was so overprotective that I was almost restraining her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great event. It was a cool place to go. So I'm glad you're. I mean, I can't wait to you do more with that. That's awesome. So congratulations. I'm very proud of you. That's
Thank you.
amazing, amazing, amazing. I'm glad I went. I'm glad I felt well enough to go. So all right. Anything else you want to share?
No, ma'am.
What's Frosty doing now?
Frosty bothering his grandma. You know, his normal.
Good. All right. Well, I missed you last week. I'm sorry I was so sick, but man, I was knocking on death's door. I was out. I don't know what was happening, but I think I'm back to the normal now. So I love you. We'll see you this week. We got to get back to our normal routine. I don't have grandkids
Yep.
anymore, so
All right. So I'll be over on Sunday. Drinks and podcasts.
amen. I know we don't even liquor in the house. Like I gotta get rid of all. I gotta get rid of the homework station and put my bar back. Because I actually
Well,
have a
I
little.
know I like wine, and you got a lot of that, so I'm good.
I don't. You know what? I don't have any liquor. I have nothing. I'm
I don't.
actually been kind of lonely without them. I will. I'm going to confess a little bit. It's been a little bit sad for me. So, but I'll get
For
over it.
now.
For now. For now. All right. All right. I love you. It was great. It
All
was
right,
great.
ladies, girl.
All right. We'll see if Rocco's with us next week. All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.